Hi everyone, Jailene here. Today I'm going to talk about something that I was reading up on today that really touched my Jai, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I was reading up on Nigella Lawson. This is something that happens, with other people, but this brought it up to mind. So Nigella Lawson, she's an IG. We've read her. She's going through a contentious divorce proceedings with an art collector and businessman, Charles Saatchi, who we haven't read yet, but from soft read, he looks directive. So that will be relevant for what I'm going to be talking about, which is, so they're having a contentious divorce, but the reason why they came up in the news, because divorces are nothing new, but even though she's very high profile, but there was a scandal that broke out when some pictures came out of him holding or throttling Nigella Lawson out in this patio restaurant. So it was an open view. So they caught it in photographs. So he was like grabbing her by the throat, and she looked scared, and also like covering her mouth. So very intimidating, dominating pictures where she appeared to be, the scared, and definitely it didn't seem like a trusting moment, or seemed like very troubled relationship. So that brought up a couple of things. One of them is them being double directives. He's very likely. There's always the issue with having to, one of the partners in that directive relationship, one of them will have to give up their peak pathway to a great extent, because you can't have two agendas fighting out there. From the couple, the unit, there will actually be one that has to stand down, and kind of, it can go like, for certain issues or certain things, one might be more dominant than the other, but overall there's generally one of the directive partners that's the dominant. And this can turn because they are by nature both directive, that just because you're playing submissive or beta, or like giving away your peak pathway, doesn't mean that you stop being directive. So invariably, contention, there's going to be just dueling that comes with the directive nature, and the pushing, the contestation that comes up, and that can turn a lot of times, unfortunately, into abusive relationships. So that's something that I'm seeing here, and he's like, I don't have much good to say about his code of conduct, regardless of like your what's happening behind closed doors, whatever, if people have difficult personalities or whatnot, that doesn't justify you treating another human being like garbage, and just denigrating someone like that. I mean, other people or human beings are not anyone's possession. They have their own peak pathway. They deserve to be treated with respect. And what he did was, the total opposite of that. So it made me sad, because I know there are a lot of people out there in abusive relationships, and a lot of times because they're not valuing their own peak pathway, and it creates this cycle of devaluation, or like a spiral. And it can be very hard to get out of those kinds of situations. even if you have some outside support, the fear of letting go and potential repercussions from that other person who, is in the process of, has been dominating you for years and years, and that psychological damage that has been caused by that can make you feel like, one, I can't get out. They'll come after me. They'll find me. I'll always be under this type of, torture, emotional and psychological torture and terrorism, and that is. Yeah, it's like sometimes like my joy feels really so intensely, like it's hard to put into words how much, how much anger and sadness and everything, the abusiveness towards other human beings. And a lot of times it's from the people who are closest to you, who you should, have most trust in, like who you should be able to trust the most, are the ones who are doing most harm. Like they get some sort of, whether they're taking out their pain, whether they're, venting the fact that they're of powerlessness, feelings of powerlessness, of lack of, loss of control, whatever it is, it's not right. It's demons that they have that are possessing them, and what they're doing is not right, and it's something that, I really hope that, and I know that Podler will be able to help with this, because first step is people understanding themselves, understanding, that we need to break these cycles. This is just one of the cycles of causing pain to others, because we don't understand ourselves. We don't know how to value ourselves. We don't know how to value other people. We don't know how to relate. We're confused and deranged, and just trying to get power in ways that really are not, even at the end of the day, are not serving their own selves. The abuser, the dominator, it's not serving them. And something needs to be done about it. And I think that Podler will go a huge way helping to reset the way things are right now. So I very much look forward to that. And I'm really sad and sorry to see what she's going through. It makes you realize, like, even other people who are really strong, she's an IG, she's in a position of power in the fact that she has her own means, she has her own show, her own business. She has her own voice, her own brand. So you'd think that she would be a person that would, have control of her own life and her own emotional security. And, and she's scared for her life, saying, that he told her that if she left him and didn't come back to him and to clear his name, whatever that means. You did the damage already. You did it in public. You did it. It was captured, recorded. So it's not like her coming back to him is even gonna clear his name. It's out there. It's on public record. That's a stupid mentality in the first place. But that the fact he told her if she didn't come back and clear his name, that he was gonna destroy her, whatever that means to him. And I'm sure a person like him who likes the control and likes the dominating, Nigella or directives can get very obsessed about certain things. So the fear on her part, I'm sure, is justified, and so I hope that she's able to get through this safely and to heal from it. And to everyone who's out there in this kind of situation, I hope that you can find the strength to reach out there just to their shelters. Maybe you have some friends, some support, anyone, like a family member, a friend, a shelter. If you don't, if you're isolated, because a lot of times what happens is the abused person is isolated, so over time, and so their ties to other people are severed. So even if you don't have anyone, just a shelter, just call and take action, and know that there are people out there who want to help and who can give you support in times like these and help you start a new life. So to you out there who are in this situation, please get help and be safe, and I will be thinking of you. So see you next time.